So this assignment actually comes in two parts. The first part is real short. It's the second sheet right here. And what you need to do is enter your overall GPA grade here, and then enter your core GPA. Your core GPA comprises of your math, science, social studies, lit, and comp scores or grades. And so to look up your grades on the internet, that's Infinite Campus, just go to tinyurl.com/fa-grade and hit enter, and that'll bring you to the prompt, the proper one to get into your grades. And if you don't know that login and password, just email me. When you get in, I'm not a student, what you'll see over here to the left is a link called Documents. Click on that, go to Semester 1, and on that page that shows up, you'll find your GPA. Okay, and you enter that information in here. All right, say it's 3.5. And the core GPA, what you'll do when you look at your grades, write down on a piece of paper next to you the grades for math, science, social studies, and lit comp. And I'll put some fictitious grades in here. All right. So to do that one, to calculate your GPA for just 4 classes, you can certainly use this program right here. When you get to it, it might be a white background interface. Look for the run or play button. And what this program will do is designed to take in a certain amount of grades and then show you what the GPA is of those grades you entered. Okay, it's about a 30-line program. It's not very long. And I convert the letter grades into numbers and then add them up, divide by the number of numbers there are, and that's your GPA. So, excuse me. Say I look up my grades and my math is an A. You don't need to capitalize this. Maybe science was a C minus. And social studies, let's say it's a B plus. Whoops, yep, plus. And then A plus for lit comp. And it's asking for another grade, but if you look up here, just hit X to stop. So you hit X and then hit enter. And these are the 4 grades. These are their numerical equivalents. And this would be my average GP, my grade point average for these 4 classes. So that would be pasted right in here. Something like that, okay? So now the rest of the assignment involves you creating conditional do some conditional formatting on cells so that you could maybe make a quiz. And here's an example under math. So I made this problem in slideshow and in slides and just did a screenshot and brought that over. Okay, and so the question is asking, what's the area and perimeter of this shape? Hint for the area, break the shape into 2 rectangles. Well, and famously, these kinds of drawings are leaving out information here, and you have to use the other information to figure out what's in this, what these values are. So let's do the easy one first. That's perimeter in feet. And if we get the answer right, this should turn green, and I'll show you how we do that. So perimeter is just adding up all the sides, 13, 5, 6, 8. This right here, that distance is 13 minus 6, so this is 7. And this distance from here to here, that's 5 plus 8. That's 13 as well. So trust the numbers, not the drawing. I may be off on scale. To add up all those numbers, you could use the spreadsheet. I think I have the grid lines turned off, but if I went to show, yeah, the grid lines are on. It's kind of hard to see. Let me try this. Let's put some borders on this stuff. There we go. So anyway, the problem's still here. This is what's going on. I could add up those sides. It's 13 on one side, 5 on this side, 6 on that side, 8 on that side, 7 that we figured out, and 13 that we figured out. And you could just highlight these and hit the sum button, and it would give you the answer, which is 52. So It's 52 perimeter in feet. Let's see if that's right. And if you are, it turns green. And area is the same way. This would be 13. Let's say this would be 13 times 7 for this rectangle. That's 91. And then 6 times 5 is 30. So 30 and 91 is 121 square feet. And if you're right, it turns green. The way that works is you have to program these cells to, based on what's in here, hey, if it's a certain number, I need it to be turning green to let the user know they got it right, okay? Here's one I've done in some others. Let's see here. Let's go to this one. Here's a math question I made. You know, you can resize these cells, do whatever you need to do to make it nice and clean. Here I hand made it yellow, I believe. Yeah, right there. So that they know where to put the answer. I could maybe make it gray if you prefer. This one doesn't need a color. I was doing something else earlier. And you pose the problem. What is 3 cubed? 3 to the 3rd power. And the answer goes here. To program this, you click on the cell you want to program and go to Format, Conditional Formatting. Okay, it's under the Format menu. And this will show up over here. This is a rule that you can make and for this cell. And it's saying, hey, E6, okay, what's the format rule? And if you click here, there's all these rules you can pick from. For the purposes of this, we're doing is equal to. We're putting in numbers. And so I want to, if the answer is correct, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So 3 cubed is 27. So you type what you want the correct, what the correct answer is right here, and then you can say, hey, change the cell to green if that ever happens. And so I hit done. The user doesn't see this. They come here. Oh, what's 3 cubed? Is it 9? No. Is it, well, it's 3 times 3 is 9. Oh, 3 times 9, that's 27. And they get that instant feedback. Oh, I am right. Okay, that's what this is about. For the one I wanted for lit comp, just try to do one for each one of these if you can. I first made this in a slideshow that I don't really submit or anything. It was just easier to make the font this big, right? And I just did a screenshot. And so I just highlighted this part. I put it in my clipboard. And then coming back to here, I just pasted that in. Then I made this row real tall. The column's kind of wide here and here. I put in this text that says answer dash dash dash. That's the shift period to get that symbol. And then here's where I want my answer. And again, I made that gray. Again, to program it, you click on the cell that has the answer. Now, this isn't a number. I want them to type in the word 8 because that's the verb in the above sentence. So it's still a conditional format, conditional formatting. And instead of is equal to, this is the text section. And a nice way to do it is to say text contains. And does it contain ATE in lowercase? And if it does, then I want to turn it green because that's the correct answer. Okay, just the paint bucket. Hit done, close that if you need to. If you ever need to reopen it, you can come here and click on this and it'll reopen if you need to change anything. And so now, again, the user won't see this. We can't eat the mouse. Which word is the verb? Well, it's the action right there, ate. So ATE, now that will become the correct answer, or show the user that that's the correct answer. So it's a great way to give feedback. Here's a different one for social studies. I got a picture. You don't need to cite your sources today. And I go, who is this person? What is last name? And I want the answer in here. And you got a program for that. So again, you go to Format, Conditional Formatting. This is a text question again, so I'm going to use text contains. And in all lowercase, I'm just going to say HARRIS. If you didn't know, this is Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States. And so if they just type in Harris here, I'm going to make it turn green. And now I can close that. The user uses my file, and you type in Harris, and it can be in a capital. It'll understand that, I think. Just don't put the capital in the rule. And now it turns green. So it's a great way to provide people immediate feedback on what you're doing. If you can, try to do one for each one of your core classes. There, if you want to do another one, just put it on the more sheet. If you want more sheets, just make more sheets. And you're certainly welcome to delete directions and math example. And then turn this in and via Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, just let me know via email.